socket. This is super shit. Um, What's the point of the flares? That's annoying. Anyway, what is going on TikTok and YouTube? Okay. Hello. Hello, Bombay lady. How are we today? Thanks for the likes. All right, I'm going to put this together today because the armature is dry, which is this piece here. Yeah, got a couple of things to do today. How long will be on? I'll probably be on until 2, so like an hour and a half I'll be on. About an hour and a half I'll be on today. But I'm going to put this guy together. It's such a big doll. Why do I do this? So yeah, got all my pieces for my feet done. I obviously need another coat, but at least we can put everything together. No problem. Okay, so this armature is my biggest armature. It's a big one. What size is it? 3/8. I think it's 3/8 size. So I'm basically going to get all the joints ready and then put the whole thing together. Yeah. All right, so this will be one leg. Just going to measure about there. One. So I'm going to measure all the parts and get the all the legs and stuff ready to go, and then I can put the whole thing together. So yeah, I've got a couple of things to do today. I'm working on a couple of dolls. This one. Right. So these ones are cast out of resin, and it is a sculpture that I originally sculpted out of monster clay, and then made a mold in silicone and then cast it in resin. Thanks for follow. So they're nice and durable. Same with the head, and the antlers are like a plastic. So this guy's going to be a crystal stag. So just going to measure. These will be the front legs, and the other two, obviously, the back legs. And the color scheme. These ones are always pretty tough to take apart these big armatures. I need a bit of elbow grease to put it together. All right, so let's measure, make sure they're the same height, which they're not. Need another single. Luckily we have one here. So you need these little pliers to put these armatures together. They're just impossible otherwise. And how does that happen? How does it? I put it on the wrong one. I put it on the wrong one. Silly me. Always need to measure twice. This one. How does that even happen? Okay. This is why I always measure things multiple times, make sure they're sitting right. Good to go. Back legs. Alright, so I just need to measure the back legs on my reference images. So I've got a reference image of a stag to make sure I've got the right, length of the feet. So bend it there. Probably about there. Looks good. You remember? Oh, yeah, I've been on there for a while. It's not doing the best lately. I mean, the shorts do well, but in terms of videos, the videos don't get pushed out a whole lot, which is a little disheartening, but is what it is, right? All right, so that'll be a leg. Okay. Thanks for the follow. Just the other leg. I just posted a new video up on YouTube about how I made the smaller leopard seal. So that was a commission piece that I sent off not too long ago. So I finally got around to actually doing the video for it. Okay. So pop that off there. Lost my place. This one. Okay. Measure again. Looks good. All right. So the stag body, we need to measure. Obviously, needs a little bit more. So, actually, I think that's probably good. Don't want it to be too. Might add one more maybe. I think one more. Do I have a single anywhere? Nope. I'll just pop a single off here. So with this larger one, the annoying thing is they only have these all male 4 joints, so it only works well for the first one, and then you have to fashion this this joint so you're able to attach another one. It's really annoying. They don't have a double end female attachment, so obviously you can't attach these two together. It's really annoying. So yeah, I have to sort of fashion it up and just make a joint, and I do that with epoxy sculpt, and I leave that to dry overnight. So I don't particularly like using this armature too much. You can get a Y joint that works, but it doesn't really work for things that have a tail, so it's a bit annoying. But anyway, is what it is. this way. And it's quite like bulky, the bigger armature. It works well when you're doing bigger dolls. It's just needs the weight, you know. So you obviously need, this head is quite heavy for this obvious size of it, and the antlers. So you do need a armature that can take the weight. And yeah, this was my biggest one, and obviously I have a small one, and this is the medium-sized one. So it's a little bit of a difference with that. But yeah, you know, that sums it up pretty much. This one had the crack in it. Chuck that in the bin. So for the little tail, I think I'm just going to do 2 joints for the tail. So just pop that off. Hey, how are you? Let's just do 3. That should be enough. And we can pop that on. So yeah, and the next one I'll construct the elephant as well. Like so. All right, so that's like the base for the stag. So I want to make sure they're all nice and tight. There's no like slippery joints. I think it's looking good. You're all right? Yeah, I'm all right. Not bad, not bad. Not bad. Okay. So let's start with putting the front legs together. And I'll do this side while I've got it on this side. So I might prefer using these ball and socket armatures these days. I used to make my own armatures out of wire, but I find the ball and socket armatures are much better. A bit mete, me? Oh no, I'm all right. I'm good. It's really windy. It's been windy the last couple of days, and always like it's overstimulating the wind. No. No, I don't actually. Yeah, dogs barking drive me nuts. Awkward angle. Okay, and one more. Hopefully this torso is not as small. It might be too small. I might extend it a little bit. Have a look at it. I know this sounds dumb, but what is fakeodermy? Well, it's just basically fake taxidermy. Fake taxidermy. I've just been calling it that. So yeah, just basically make, fake animal pieces like so out of polymer clay, and this one's resin, which I don't normally do much of. Yeah, polymer clay and ball and socket armatures. The body is generally needle felted with polyfill, which is kind of like a cushion stuffing. And then, mostly I use fake fur, which I airbrush the colors onto. And I think the body needs to be bigger. That looks too small, this torso piece. So I might put in an extra 2 maybe. Yeah, so that's sort of a summary. And I've been doing a lot of reptiles lately. I reckon another 3. I've been doing a lot of reptiles lately, so I use like a blend of cotton fabric and like I hand make the scales and everything. So yeah, thank you for the follow. Right, of course it goes flying, so I'm just going to take that off. to, there's a lot of like similarities between the way taxidermists make their pieces and the way I do mine. I obviously just have a ball and socket armature inside. Thanks for the follow. Which means they can be posed, and they're obviously a lot smaller than the real animal, so it's more like tabletop sized versions. But yeah, I think that's probably a good size. I don't know if that's too long. No, I think that's fine. If it's too long, I'll take it off once I needle felt the body together. But yeah, you know, the good thing about it is I don't have to gut an animal for it. So, not that doesn't really tickle my fancy, that type of thing. So, yeah, I like to be able to bring some sort of awareness to types of animals that are around. And yeah, people get their pets made into not using their real animal, but just a replica piece. All right. This is a big boy, this one. Stags are always big. So this one's going to be a crystal stag. It seems to be, yeah, it's, I don't know, probably not ethical because the faux fur, it's a plastic, right? So at least with taxidermy, it breaks down, over the years. And yeah, probably not the most ethical of things, but I mean, it doesn't get attacked by bugs, if that's anything. All right, so that's going to be the crystal stag. It's big. So the color scheme I'm going to go with this is basically like a brown body. So very similar to like a regular stag color, but the neck I'm going to do white, and then I'm going to do like some resin casts of little crystals that I am going to put all over the body. I think that might look good. So yeah, that is the stag. The next one I can do is my elephant. I can put this together because I don't have any joints here. I have to get some joints. But yeah, so this one will have a movable trunk and movable ears. So the ears, I can make the armature for it actually. So I want to be able to, like, I do a lot of stop motion, so I want to be able to do like flapping ears with the stop motion. So what I'm going to do is I need to grab a joint for this so I can put it all together. But yeah, basically it's going to have a movable trunk. How long does it take? So they can range between 20 hours and 30 hours, just depending on the complexity of it. So some things have a movable jaw. I'm working on a Japanese dragon at the moment, so it's very fiddly. So I've done the lower jaw for that one. I've been wanting to make a Japanese dragon for a long time, but just never got around to it. So I thought this year I'm doing things out of my comfort zone, things that I haven't done. So it's taken, a bit more work to get all the details. Hello, I'm back. So yeah, this will be the lower jaw. And then obviously I'm going to build the rest of the head with that one. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. It's going to be a complex doll, I think, but the color scheme I'm going for is like black with a red underbelly. So kind of like your traditional sort of tattoo color. Yes. So it's going to be really cool. That's the lower jaw so far. So I haven't done any work under here yet. I'm trying to keep it kind of small, but all of the teeth are sort of done. But yes, I'll have to just think about the way I want it to look. I have an idea. It's just going with the flow at the moment. And then I'm also working on a little leopard gecko. So I haven't finished sculpting this one just yet. But yeah, so towards the end of the live, I'll just do a little bit more work on him. All right, let me put let me get the pieces for this, and I'll put the elephant together, and hopefully I might be able to sort of make a start on doing the ears and stuff as well. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, all right, so I needed these joints. So this is what I'm talking about with this size. It doesn't have this type of joint. Isn't it? Yeah, it is expensive, unfortunately. Love the eyes and the gecko. Yeah, they're pretty cool. It is expensive. The armatures are quite expensive to buy. I get them from the wholesaler, but you have to spend like an extraordinary amount of money as like a base. And yeah, I mean, resin's really expensive, but at the moment I use polymer clay now. I just like sculpting each piece. But I mean, polymer clay it's not cheap, but it's not the most expensive thing in the world. Faux fur is really expensive, unfortunately. There's no way around that. And what else is really expensive? There's just like other bits and pieces that you need as well, which aren't expensive, but it's mainly the armature and the fur that's really expensive. But yeah, anyway. Okay. So they come in reels like this, which are big. It's sort of like my part-time job, if that makes sense. I've been doing this for 13 years now, so about coming up to 14, I reckon. So I mean, I really like to do it as my full-time job, but I just don't make enough money. And then since COVID, like the sales have been a bit hard. It's just really dependent on social media interaction as well. So if nobody interacts with your post, it doesn't get pushed out, you know what I mean? So it can be a bit frustrating when it comes to that. It's definitely, and people don't have money these days to buy things. It's not the cheapest things in the world. They just take a lot of time to put together, all that stuff. All right, let me do a flare now. I was trying to do a flare and it wouldn't do it. It just says use flare later. It's so annoying. Too many live creators using flares. Don't tell me to use it. Stella. Thank you for the rose. And the follow. That's nice. All right, let's pop some of this off. Pop off. You know what I need? I need to get a picture of a Asian elephant. Hi. Clippity Clop, how are you? Can I make I do want to make a horse someday. I have gotten around to it before. All right, let's see. Let's say I need to sort of measure the armature for the baby elephant. So this one's a commission piece for someone. It's going to be a baby Asian elephant. So I basically sculpted a really basic head. Oh, thank you. Thanks for all the likes. Really basic head. It looks weird without like the trunk and the ears. People said it looks like a walrus, which is interesting. All right, let's find baby on the side. This will do. So I like to open some images in Photoshop and sort of blow it up to the size that I want or that I need it to be. So probably like this size, or way too big. All About that, I reckon. Okay, so the elephant doesn't need this many neck joints. It does, right? It's so weird looking. But, you know, once you add the trunk and everything, it'll come together. It's trust the process. It's like completely trust the process type of doll. All right, so the neck, they have like 0 neck. So I'm going to pop that off here. I might add one more. I got one too many off. Trust the process. Looking a bit miserable outside. So that's probably all the neck that I'm going to give it. Because I'll put the hip joint, the shoulder joint here. It's raining. Raining and really, really windy today. I am Australian, yeah. I'm from Melbourne, Melbourne, mate. Someone said I sounded British. I haven't had that one before. Okay. Oh, thank you for the rose. Much appreciated. Okay. Let's put on. Oh, thank you so much for the roses. Oh, you went to Tyler? My nephew went to Tyler. Was it good? I'd imagine it would have been good. One or two more joints on that one. Yeah. Oops. I'd imagine it would have been. I can't remember like I do listen to him. I can't remember the name of the songs half the time. But I know there's a few that I like. Defo. I listened to him years ago when you first, I think, was it Cherry Bomb? That album Cherry Bomb? Is that what the album's called? I can't remember. I'm going to make sure they look the same. Pop that off here. Oh, I lost my thing. That cover, the cover that he did, where he's like, oh, I forgot what album it's called. I'm terrible. Let me Google it. The album cover for the album cover for Wolf. That always cracks me up. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the album cover for Wolf always cracks me up. It's probably one of the best. It's one of the best album covers. I like it. It's an Adidas jumper. It's really cool. It's got like these patches on it. And then this side it has other patches. But it's an Adidas jumper, would you believe? It's a short one, but yeah, it's one of my faves. They've got a matching sort of t-shirt as well, which I do have. They do like weird offshoots of designs. I'm an avid Adidas collector, so sometimes I do like something like this, which isn't very popular, but I get right on it. So yeah, they got really obscure like offshoots of it. They do a collab with another brand called Farm Rio, which that's probably some of my favorite pieces. So I sort of collect a lot of clothing from that to collab. But yeah, it's like nice patterns and colors. So just a little FYI there. All right, so I'm just going to minimize these so I can see probably about here. Pop that off there. These will be the back legs, a little bit taller. But yeah, wish they would sponsor me. I have so many. I have a very big Adidas collection. So it'd be nice to, I mean, I'm not really one for doing videos like that, but I have some really nice clothes. Oh, thank you for the necklace. It's so nice. This one. But yeah, I'm on like a journey to find all of the Farm Rio pieces. They did a collab with Rita Ora too, and some of their clothes are sort of similar. Don't throw your pieces down. All right, they'll be the back legs. And then for the middle one, they only have really short bodies, and it's a baby, so it's small. Just going to do this bit here. Anyway, that's my rant about Adidas. I like it a lot. So I've got a couple of projects I'm working on at the moment. Got my flying fox as well that I'm working on. It's a baby elephant. It's coming together. Okay, I think that should be okay. Thanks for all the likes. And then the tail, what I'm going to do with the tail, I think I'm going to do it out of wire because this is a slippery joint. We'll see how we go. Yeah, I'm going to do it out of wire because it's a thin tail. I did the same sort of thing when I did, what did I do? What did I make? I can't remember what it was. I did a thin piece of wire because their tail is really small. Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for all your hard work. It's much appreciated. It doesn't go unnoticed. Can I use this flare yet? No. That's annoying. Anyway. Okay, let's put our elephant together. So yes, these are the front. These are the front legs. This is my 1/4 scale armature as well. So this is the medium sized. Oh my God. This one. So for these legs, I sculpted the bottom feet out of Sculpey Original, and the nails I did out of Translucent Sculpey, which I might add a little bit of detailing to, like, you know, scratch it up a little bit. Maybe, we'll see. The good thing about the ball and socket armature, when you're putting it together, you can put it in any direction and you just move it around and the feet can sit exactly where they're supposed to. Okay. Oh. I don't know if I need to make that bigger. I think so. So once like you put the feet on, you can start sort of seeing that maybe I need to add a few things. So I reckon I need to add a few joints to that because it's just going to be too small. So sometimes it's not like obvious, but I think I might add maybe like 3 joints to it, maybe. Let's see. 4. Let's just do 4. Can always pop it off if it's too big. Okay. So just going to push it up like that. It's starting to look cute. It's a baby, that's why. Look. Aww. Baby elephants are typically disproportionate with it. Yeah, I know. So I'm thinking I'm going to push that up a little bit. So we've got like that tiny little body. Almost longer. So like almost the same size. Can't remember which one was the front and back. I think this is the front. Yeah, this is the front. That's the front. They are weird looking. Aren't all babies like disproportionate though? That's what they look. That's why they're cute. Because they're disproportionate. I think I could do this with my left hand, but we'll try. Surprisingly easy. Alright. It's so clumsy. When I do the stop motion, I'll try and do it like a clumsy one. Okay. Cute. Baby elephant walk. The thing with these armatures is they have a limit to where they can bend at the hip joint, so sometimes they don't always sit how I want them to sit. But you know. Oh, cute. The trunk, I'll probably snip it off about here. Sure, the baby elephant looks cute. Oh. So for the ears, all right, I think that's about it for that armature. For the ears. Let's find a picture of the ears. And then I might just like build the armature around it. Okay, copy. Okay. So cut that size. Anyway, sorry. She's looking adorable. Oh, thanks. She is, right? Can you show me how they are posable when they're done? Sure. I'll use my kitty here. Let's put her here. So this is Pooping Cat that I made. So basically, you know, you can move the head all sorts of different ways. Head up. And you can also move the legs, so you can pose them pretty much, you know, a lot of the ways that you need. So, you know, have it flying. even. Tail's obviously posable. You know, you can have it standing. Obviously needs a bit of fiddling around to stand on two legs, but oh, did they? Oh, that's cute. It would freak your cat out. Thank you for the follow. So yeah, they can be pretty versatile in a way. But yeah, they're pretty posable. It just takes a bit of fiddling around to get it back to, you know, a reasonable position. Sometimes it just takes time, you know, to pose it. Thank you for the follow. So yeah, that's a little rundown. Okay, so elephant ears. Probably that size. All right, so I'm going to use. No problem. Thank you for. Thanks for the chat. All right, so this one will be. Yeah. Just make a little more room. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it really makes that much of a difference. Really. I'm going to try a different technique for the ears so they can be posable. So I want to like use the armature so they can be flapped. Does that make sense? Down there. Up there. Thank you for the follow. And then this one. You're the one that bought it, right? Makes sense to me. Shade Chaser, you're the one that bought it? Or commissioned? Oh. Yay! I don't know if you have heard, but our postal service, postal services around the world have suspended shipping to the States, which is really annoying. So yeah, they're trying to work out what to do with the tariff thing because nothing's been organised. So I'm sure it will come back, but I don't know what that means for like tariff fees or we don't know anything basically. You did hear, yeah. Okay, thank you. So annoying. It's so frustrating. I'm sure they'll figure it out sooner or later. But you know, I don't want to just like send it in hopes for it to arrive. But yeah, I'm sure they'll figure it out. I think so. FedEx is still doing it, and DHL. But it's $200. $200, and I think you have to pay the fee when it gets there. So that's not viable. So yeah, I don't know. What are you supposed to do? It's insanity. Yeah, so hopefully, I don't know what they're trying to do either, what their plan is. We'll see, right? No rush, yeah. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Like, it's the same with, like, I think Japan and New Zealand, UK, a lot of Europe, all that stuff. But yeah, we'll figure it out. I was going to send you an email, but then I just haven't had the chance. All right, let's see. I want this bit out here, and then like that. Oh, yeah. I think. Okay. This is just the armature for the inside of it, so, you know. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So I'll chop a little bit off with the kitty a little bit. Go there and there. I can always chop it smaller. Makes it a bit bigger. You may, yeah, that's fine. That's no problem there. I would rather do that than it get, you know, lost or something. Someone said to me that something to do with original artworks are different. They're fine, but if you're remaking using made parts or something, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that, but hopefully that's true. Okay. I'm not going to stick that in just yet. But yeah, there's just sort of like sprung it on everyone here too. They're just like, oh, we're shipping. We're stopping shipping. I'm like, whoa. What? That's too big. Don't know. Not. It's a little long. It's like the weirdest looking little face at the moment. Just trying to get the shape. Trying to get the shape just right. I think that's looking good. I'll chop the excess off. But sort of the ear. That's so weird, especially like around the eyes. It's like super weird because they're like red around the eyes. And it's like, ugh. Gee. Okay, I might just chop this excess off. Ta-da. Out there. Their eyes always look so like no lights are on. There's no one at home. Lights are on, but no one's home. Okay. So that's sort of one ear. I'll attach the ears on after I've done the fabric. So the fabric, I'm hoping I need to do a little test on it to see if it holds like some fabric paint. But I'll just do the other ear for this one. I'll just follow follow the template. Giddy up, right? But yeah, put it there. Oops. All right, let's do the other ear. But yeah, I've enjoyed doing the elephant. It's I thought it would take a bit longer to do, to be honest. But just because I hadn't sculpted one before, and I thought, maybe it'll take a little bit longer for me to do. But no, it's quite easy. That's good in a way. Thank you for the follow. Just a little pinch. So I basically follow this armature. Follow it around. Push this out. So this is, I don't even know what this armature is. I think it's just the aluminium armature that I found in my stock somewhere in my stash. But yeah, it's quite movable, so that's easy to make an armature out of. I can get this to bend in the right way. There. Okay, chop that off. It does, yeah, exactly. All right, so this will be, I'm going to do the same technique as the trunk. That's it. That's what we like. Brings milkshakes to the yard. Okay. The holes aren't quite deep enough yet. I have to attach it with, don't know whether, probably attach it with some epoxy sculpt. And yeah, just make a proper hole in the head to you know, make sure it's stuck in place properly. So oh, that's a bit cute. So a little bit of what it looks like. So the fabric is pretty cool. I got this fabric. Hopefully it works okay. I just want to test it, make sure it holds paint okay, because I want to do a little bit of airbrushing just to get just some like those finer details. But it's like kind of like a fake sort of leather, and I thought that would look really good for it's got like a grain in it, and you know, it's thin enough to be, you know, sewn, so I think it would look good. So the trunk, so I'm planning to use this for the ears, the same sort of technique as my bat wings, but yeah, I'm hoping the trunk sort of sits like that, you know, and it'll be movable. I think it's going to look good. I'm hoping. And I made like a little shelf here, so I can sort of slip the fabric underneath there, so you can't kind of tell that when I get it in there and chop it up, so it fits in there nicely. But yeah, you can't sort of tell. But just about the wrinkling, I'm wondering if I should like make it a bit longer and then sort of, yeah, I'll just have to try a few things. Maybe I'll, even sew 2 pieces together like that. It makes sort of some wrinkling. There's so many options. The wrinkling, I think, is going to be a bit more time consuming, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'll do like a small stitch, maybe either end, and then, that'll sit. I think like that. Yeah, it's like I saw it in the shop and I was like, oh my God, I need that. That's what I need. But yeah, you can't quite see the grain, but there's a grain there. Exactly. I know. I just hope they sort it out and, people aren't slugged with like this ridiculous tax bill. But who knows, right? What I can do is probably chop out these pieces. I don't even know what this is. Oh, it's like a latex that's on top of fabric. Interesting. Yeah, and then I thought for like the hair, like I'll get the hair on there. It's just like a little bit of fake fur. That's the word I was looking for. So I'm thinking I use a webbing to do my bat wings, and I'm thinking the same idea for this. And then, yeah, I don't probably, I might not even have to do that. I could just, yeah, don't know. Anyway, let's cut a piece for this. So, probably I like to do bigger as well. Bigger is better. So sort of be like that. It's just the only problem would be just the join line. So I've just got to figure out the best way to go about that. But I can't really fold it on itself. I mean, I might be able to, but it just means you get creases. So yeah. Anyway, I'll figure it out. But for now, I'll just chop off 2 bits that cover. Have enough coverage. Out there. I want it a little bit longer as well, so I think I'm just going to cut off this bit here. This much. And then, okay. Yeah, so I think you thought it was a real cat. So I think for I think I'm going to paint the head because I've added all like the details. I'll try and paint it this color. I'll get it as close as possible, but and then I'll glue that on there and sort of try and what am I trying to say? Blend it in a bit better. So I'm just going to chop it here. Let's not chop my finger off in the process. All right, so that'll be 1. All that. And 2. But yeah, and then, yeah. Just lots of thinking. Lots of fiddling around. Trial and error. All right. So it's way more than it needs to be. It does look tough to put the fabric on my head. Yeah, look, I probably could do it, but I think in terms of like all the detailing, like the wrinkling, I think if I was to put the fabric on, I'd lose that detail. So I think, yeah, painting it might be the best option. But yeah, painting it looks fine. Generally, I do the same with my lizards. I paint the head, not put fabric on it. So it's the same deal, really. Might cut a little bit out for the trunk as well. Trunk. So probably cut out Now I know their trunks aren't very long anyway, so I'll probably cut it to here. Longer is better, and then we can trim it off after. But yeah, I think, I could, I've sculpted all the wrinkling fabric in here, but you wouldn't really get that same level of detail if I was to do, that. So I just think it'll look better painted. I did toss up between it, but yeah, I think inevitably that would be better. So that'll sort of be the trunk. Obviously not that big, but just a little look-see. We'll fashion it up a little bit. What it will look like. Probably like that. Oh, it's going to look cute. Sorry. It'll look cute. Thank you, LMM. All right. This is like probably the first doll that's like fully trust the process. Even the sculpting looks weird. But yeah, I'll attach it there. Attach it there. And then, yeah, a bit of fiddling around, I think. We'll work it out. I'll probably wrap like a little bit of polyfill around it, just so it has like that little bit of bulking out. But yeah, so that, where are we? That will be the elephant. So I'll have to do the ears. I do need my iron to do the ears, so we will continue that one once I've done the ears. But there's the elephant, so cute. Okay, next. Elephant. My flying fox. This one is also for someone. So I did some work on the flying fox yesterday. I was going to let this all dry. So what I need to do today is attach these little claw pieces to the fabric. So the way I do that, the fox will be beautiful. Which fox? Flying fox, yes. Yeah. This one's going to be for a flying fox rescue. So they like to do, what do you call it? Like programs for kids and stuff to educate them about flying foxes. And obviously you can't handle bats because they're full of germs. So they wanted one to, use in their programs. So that's what I like to do. Okay, so for this is a little bit different, this one. So I'll do the little claws on this so they have time to dry overnight. So I like to apply a little bit of this glue. And sort of make sure got enough there. We want it to sort of dry a little bit. I sort of use the glue to blend it into the fabric too. It's a little bit of a process, this bit. Now, I'm just going to cut up to here. I've made a few flying foxes in my time as well, so each time I sort of learn a little bit more. So just going to take that apart. Just going to chop this bit here. These scissors have seen better days. I need to invest in some new little scissors. So let's chop that off a little bit, and then basically I'm going to wrap that around itself. Add a little bit of glue. Basically, you need to make like a finger, basically. A little bit more here. I try to be as neat as possible, as neat as I can with this. But yeah, it's a bit fiddly. And then you want to add a bit more glue. Okay. A bit more glue and sort of push down on this one. And we sort of want to wrap it around to create. Not neat though. Wrap it around to create the I guess it's a claw, a finger. Is it a finger? A finger. It was your work with the zoos that convinced me to the. Oh, yeah. I wish I could do more. I've reached out to like a whole bunch of zoos. But you know, things get lost in the mail. Some of them did get back to me. It's all about their budget as well. But yeah, no, it was. I really like doing that sort of thing. I wish I could like do more things like that. I think that's sort of where the passion lies for me. Thank you for the follow. Okay, let's see. That's looking good. Try and keep this as neat as possible. Sometimes, you know, you have unavoidable seam lines, but that is what it is. Okay. So that's one little claw. That's one little claw for the flying fox. So that has to dry. I might come back over it. Sometimes things don't, you know, adhere properly, and there might be like a little tiny thing here and there. But yeah, that's sort of one little claw. I will have another flying fox though. I'm saving it for Halloween, but I've got all the parts ready. They can be really poor. Oh yeah, I know. Most of them in Australia replied, but obviously they go through staff and stuff. So, you know, a lot of the times, you know, emails are lost, and whoever you've contacted previously, that's been lost as well. But turn this way first. Okay. So yeah, you know, these things happen. Oops. I feel like most people can be really poor at returning emails. So generally, most companies like that. But you know, some of them were pretty keen as well. hopefully I can hear back from the Vancouver Aquarium because they wanted more, but they just had didn't have the budget for it, which was a shame. Probably definitely don't have the budget for it now. Maybe they do. Who knows? Yeah, exactly. Like the person that I dealt with at the start with the Calgary Zoo, they went on maternity leave and I don't think they came back. So then I was dealing with someone else, which I guess they must have moved on. And then I was dealing with someone else. So, man, they kept on 3 generations of whatever that role is. All right. Cute. Okay, there's the wings. I'll give that a trim there because it's a bit untidy. But I went to took my daughter to our local museum here, and it's government funded, but yeah, some of the activities that they have there are just really crap. It's come on, as if you wouldn't prefer a doll, right? That people can look at, right? They can look at, they can touch it, rather than having this wet specimen in a jar that just looks gross. Wouldn't it be cool to hold a flying fox? Oh well, that's just me. I was surely. I mean, it's severely underfunded, so anyway. That is all right. I'm just going to let that dry. Actually got the fabric for this one, so the fabric's all ready to go. I just need to find my flying fox pattern. True. Who knows who the big donors are? The main donor is obviously the Australian government, which they're kind of tight asses at the moment. So there's not much happening in that field. Okay. So I'll let these dry before I move on to anything else because I don't want them to unravel. So that's another one to wait. This is why I do so many things. Okay, let's do our little bit of work on our gecko, on our leopard gecko. So what I'm going to do, just to make my life harder, is the scale work, which I haven't decided what the best way is, whether to just roll little balls and stick them on. Because that kind of seems like the best way. What am I looking for? So there's 2 options with these. I can roll little balls and stick them on, or I can sort of try and sculpt them in. So I could sort of, do little round balls like this, which could work. It's just either one, it's time consuming. Either one. I don't know. I wish there was a tool that I could stamp, but there's not really. So I didn't even know if I like the way that looks. Neither one. Neither one. I think what I might do is I might do the little scales here. around the mouth because they're sort of like kind of square shaped. So I might do that this way, and then we'll see how we go. They're kind of square shaped. Again, I don't know why I do this to myself. Scale work, not a huge fan. I do reckon I should like create my own tool. You know. So they have really faint scales. I could put some plastic over the top of this, but I don't think the details would come out very well. So I'm just sort of following this line down here. Have I done a macaque monkey? No, I've done a couple of different monkeys. But yeah, I've never done a macaque. I've done a proboscis monkey. I had to do that one. I've done a few apes. I've done a chimp and a lowland gorilla, the silverback, sorry. Yeah, I did the silverback. I did a lot of lemurs, so they're technically a primate. And what else have I done? Yeah, I think that's about it that I can think of. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I've been a bit slack with the primates, or the monkeys and the apes, really. Been a bit slack with that one. Don't know. It's just like kind of the last thing that I enjoy making for some reason. Although I did like the chimp and the gorilla. I'm not going to lie. I did like them. Okay. You started making a macaque plush. Nice one. Yeah, I've never made it. I wanted to make a snow monkey. I mean, there's a lot of cool looking primates. A mandrill would be pretty cool. Be cool to do like with the colors and stuff. Call it what's the one from Lion King's name? I can't remember. But yeah, I should actually do more primates. A koala. I did make a koala. Oh, thank you. Meow. I have made a koala before. It turned out life-size. So that's cool. Unintentionally life-sized. Oh, thank you for the rose. Thanks. Okay. That's nice of you. It's so windy here. I don't know about you, but the wind, like, I get flustered. Flustered with the wind. It's overstimulating. You use air dry foam clay. Rafi, that's right. It is fake. It is a little fake cat. I'll show you. He's a pooping cat. I have used foam clay before. I did use foam clay I used to make, like, when I did a lot of dragons, so I'd cast the head in resin and then I'd make the horns out of the foam clay. It's pretty versatile little thing. Glue. But yeah, I'm going to try a technique for a different reptile skin, which I don't know if it's going to work, but I've got, what is this one? It's a Play-Doh air dry clay. So this is the same thing that I used to use. I've just repackaged it and made it more expensive. But yeah, a Chinese, I'm actually working on a Japanese dragon with my lower jaw that I've been sculpting. So obviously I needed to sculpt the rest of it. It's not finished. I haven't done any detail here. But yeah, that's going to be my Japanese dragon. I'm trying to keep it small. I think that one's going to be a process. But yeah, you know, we'll see. It'll look good eventually. Okay. Let's do these ones. It's crocheted. That's cool. I've only made a granny square blanket before. This was my claim to crochet fame. Thanks for the likes. Scale work. Scale work, gotta love it. It doesn't have its mane yet. It was red and gold. Oh, nice. What is the project in the background? This one, or this one, or the ones on the floor. This one is a elephant. This one is the Shiranui from Okami. Yeah, but this one's a little elephant. This one's, yeah, Shiranui from Okami, which is a pretty big one. I've got a couple of things going on at the moment. A couple of dolls on the go. I've got a flying fox as well, a medieval cat, and a crystal stag. And I'm working on a leopard gecko. Oh, I did like that movie. I haven't made a Pokemon yet. Maybe I should make one. Luxray. I like Luxray. I think that's a cool Pokemon. This has all sorts of glue on it. My favorite's Charizard, of course, but I like Luxray. Alright, so I reckon that'll do for around the mouth, and then I think I'm just going to have to do little tiny balls. No problem. Yeah, I'm going to hop off soon. But you have, oh really? They have one, do they? Okay, so I'm just going to roll some tiny little balls. Let's see how it looks. I roll a little bit and see how it looks. And they're so tiny. This one's too big. Bit miserable outside. Basically what I did for the what do you call it? Really? I haven't seen. I have to have a look. Maybe it's not in Australia? I like Mew. How can you not? Alright, let's see how this goes. Get my silicone tool, so I'm going to start around the mouth. Yeah, I just bought the Ninja Turtle ones for my daughter because she's into Ninja Turtles. I bought 2 of them for Christmas or a birthday, whatever. Is this a good idea? Very rainy and miserable. Oh, was that? This is a leopard gecko. All right. I haven't got anything. Actually, no, I have the Charmander plush. No, I do have it. I totally forgot. Yeah, I got it years ago. Yeah, years ago. The colors. I'm thinking like a proper leopard yellow with the black spots. That's what I'm thinking. I like that colorway. And like the white underbelly, but yeah, I think yellow with the black spots. Made via tufting? What's tufting? Explain yourself. I'll put this one here because it's quite big. God, it's wild outside. that bit go? Felting. Oh yes. Yeah, I will do a combination of felting and I'll use a fabric. It's a very big process for. It's a very big process for lizards. Mostly pink, but the stripes are yellow. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think I'm drawn to the actual leopard looking one. Okay, that's one mustache row. One row. Cool, cool, cool. See, I don't even know if this is the best way to do it either, whether I just go in and try and do circles. I don't think it's effective doing the circles. Lucky it's a small head because it's going to take forever. Yours was in a pet shop. Cat looks like taxidermy. It's fakeodermy. Yeah, that's fair enough. If it's been there for long enough. That's what he looks like. It's a pooping cat. Fakeodermy. Yikes. So I'm just using the silicone tool to sort of blend it in a little bit. The little burst, that's it. Yeah, that's the point. That's what I'm going for. So I think, right, so I think with this one, what I'm going to do, now that I look at more reference images, I'm going to do the more pronounced ones by doing the spots, I think. And then when you look at the rest of the head, they're not that pronounced. So I might just do little details, like so. We'll see. If I could do the real deal, I mean, a lot of the techniques are really similar, so probably, but I also don't like the idea of playing around with body parts either. I don't like, having to watch out for bugs as well that will destroy your taxidermy. It's just, I like sculpting things too, So. But yeah, I can't see why I wouldn't be able to do it. So I'll just test out. Got my plastic. We'll just test it out. What it will look like. So the point of the plastic is to not not gouge. But rather make like a dint. Yeah, I think that'll be all right. Oh, thanks. What do I use for the eyes? So I use glass cabochons, and these ones have been hand painted. These ones have been hand painted. I can't quite get it in the light, but yeah, these ones are hand painted. But you know, I also use print offs. Rumpy, poopy. Yeah, I also print off and make my own eyes. So, for example, like that. I haven't cut them out properly yet, but yeah, that's a little idea. Certain things I do use Mod Podge. So for the scales of the reptiles, I use Mod Podge mixed with like a acrylic medium. But I don't use the Mod Podge for the eyes. I just use Elmer's. Yeah. It is Mod Podge. I keep calling it Mod Podge. I do a little bit of stop motion. I do. It's just time consuming but yeah, I've got a fair few of them up at the moment. Okay. Oh, right. Yeah, nice. Also time consuming. I did. and I'm doing it again for this. Luckily it's small. But I mean, it doesn't take that long, but it does, but it doesn't. We've sort of already got the mouth sort of done. Anyway. All right, so I'm going to have to leave it there today. So tomorrow, what am I going to do tomorrow? Might work on the flying fox. Possibly. I've got a couple of dolls to work on tomorrow. All right, so tomorrow I'll be on again, probably, most likely, from 12:30 till 2-ish again, till 2-ish. Yeah, I'll try and get some work done on the leopard gecko. So it is, yes. It is. It's going to be a baby Asian elephant with a posable trunk. I have to pop a few things off. And it'll have posable ears too. So but yeah, that's the skeleton for the elephant. Be a bit like weird proportions because it's a baby. And yeah, all right, YouTube, I'll catch you.